Okay, day 2 of Unit 7 is going to be the surface area of our pyramids and cones. So we have a few new formulas here. Our lateral area and surface area for our pyramid, we have 1/2 PL plus B. We only have one base, and we're bringing in something new, which is this lateral height, which is the slant height of our pyramid. So if this were a net and I laid this out, that slant height would be the height of that triangle that is unfolded. Right there. And for our cone, pi r squared plus pi r L. And it is essentially that same thing, 1/2 PL plus B. That formula is interchangeable for both of those. This is just an expanded form with the pi and the radius included. So here we go. We have a square pyramid. Our base edge is 24. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in here. And our pyramid height is 9 meters. So that is right smack dab in the middle from bottom to top, not on the outside of our pyramid. One thing that we will need is this slant height, which if you take a look and you could slice that apart, here is my 9. Half of that 24 would give me 12, and then my lateral height would be the hypotenuse of that right triangle. So if I do 9 squared plus 12 squared, that gives me 225. When I take the square root of that, it gives me 15, which is a variation on a 3, 4, 5 triangle. It's all of them just multiplied by 3. So my slant height is 15. I need the perimeter of my base, which will be 24 times 4. Oops. Just double checking, which will give me 96. And the area of my base will be 24 times 24, which is 576. And now we're ready to plug it into our formula. So 1/2 PL plus B. I have 1/2 of 96 times the slant of 15 plus the base of 576. And this first part will be our lateral area. So I'm going to have 48 times 15, which is 720 plus 576, which is 996 total. So my lateral area is 720 meters squared, and my total surface area is 996 meters squared. It's going to be super important that you keep track of the things that you need. In this case, you need the slant height, you need the lateral area, you need the slant height, you need the area of the base, and the perimeter of the base. So here we have a regular hexagonal pyramid. We need the same 3 things. We have our slant height, we have our base edge of 6. So our perimeter will be 6 times 6, which is 36. And then for the area of our base, we're going to have to use that 1/2 apothem times perimeter. When we set this apart, for a hexagon, we end up with 360 divided by 12, which gives us 30 degrees up here and 60 down here. So if our base edge is 6, then this piece is 3. And if we work with our special right triangles, this is the short leg. So the short leg times root 3 gives me the long leg. And now for there's our apothem. So here's our 1/2 times 3 square root 3 times the perimeter of 36. And if I do, let's see, half of 36 is 18, and 18 times 3 gives me 54 square root 3 for the area of my base. And now we can work on getting it all plugged in. So 1/2 PL plus B is our formula. 1/2 perimeter of the base is 36. The slant height, it tells us, is 5 plus 1 base at 54 square root 3. All right, so for the first half, I'm going to do 18 times 5, which is 90 plus 54 square root 3. Because the 90 does not have a square root 3, I can't combine those two for my surface area. So I'm just going to leave it. My lateral area then will be 90 centimeters squared, and my total surface area will be 90 plus 54 root 3 centimeters squared. Now if you have to round that, go ahead and plug it into your calculator, but otherwise just go ahead and leave it in exact form. And our last one for the day is our cone. Our cone formula is up here at the top. It is pi RL plus pi r squared. I like to keep that lateral first. So surface area is equal to pi RL plus pi r squared. I do not have my radius, but I do have a right triangle that I can use Pythagorean theorem. So if I have 13 squared minus 12 squared, that gives me 25. So my radius is going to be 5. And now we have enough to go ahead and get it plugged in. So pi times 5 times 13 plus pi times 5 squared. 5 times 13 is 65, so I have 65 pi plus 25 pi, which will give me 90 pi total. That first part, the pi RL, is our lateral area, and that will be 65 pi meters squared, and the total surface area will be 90 pi meters squared. If it asks you to round it, make sure that you use the pi button, not 3.14.